I'm back. We went to the soccer game. While we were down there in my husband's truck, because he had already gone down with one of my kids, and because my youngest had 2 soccer games today, my second of the oldest had 1. Yeah, so we went down there, and his truck, sorry, I gotta cut this off, started to smoke while we were down there. And he's like, I think it's okay. I think it's the alternator. I think the belt, whatever. Well, it kept doing it, and he's like, I can't drive this back. So we had to have his truck towed to a local dealership 45 minutes away. Hey, Connie. And yeah. So luckily I was down there, and I just picked him up, and he arranged to have the car towed, and we're back. But now they've got to fix it down in St. George, which is 45 minutes away. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just kind of like, it's just been a crazy day. Crazy. Hold on, I'm trying to find myself here. But thanks, Lourdes. I'm glad you guys came back. I felt bad that I left y'all hanging. Felt really bad. So, all right. Okay, so I came back, and if you were over, yeah, it's been a crazy day. It kind of is the finisher for the whole week. The whole week has been nuts. And you can probably hear the wind. It's insane out there. I don't know. It's just been weird. But I got the bow on. I got the sign on. So now I think it's turning out super cute. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the ribbons in. And I feel sorry. If Casey comes back and watches this on replay, I'm so sorry, Casey, that I did this on the live. It's the only time I have available today to get this done. So these are our ribbons. I'm going to pair them. They're all messed up because, you know, kids have fun while I'm gone. So I'm going to do the truck and the Christmas ones together. This writing, I don't think you really got a good look at that, but yeah. So I like that. I have a thing for writing on bows for some reason. And then I've got the Christmas trees and the polka dots that'll go together, okay? And we'll do them in bundles of 2. So let's start here. And I'm gonna go around the outside and see how far we get. So I've cut these at 12 inches. I just had my little board that I made myself, wrapped them around a ribbon tail board, and then I dovetailed them. So I pre-cut all those and folded them in half to find the center. Do this. And stick it in here. I'm gonna start on the outside and then fill in on the inside where I need to. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go every other. So I'll do these and then come around and do the other. Thanks, Connie. I really like them too. So, I don't know, I kind of went wild with the Christmas ribbon, but you'll probably be seeing a lot of it because I bought a lot in 50-yard increments. I'm gonna put the truck on the front since that's our theme, and then this will go behind. And thank you again for sharing, Lourdes. I appreciate it so much. It helps me when you all spread the love about my videos. I've got to find all the ones that I have here. I was kind of have them stuck everywhere. Hold on, I'm going to turn this little poofy piece to the side a little there. So yeah, it's been an eventful day. I'm just glad my husband's car didn't break down on the way back or down, and that I was down there and could come bail him out of it. Um, the other thing is while I'm on my way down, one of the moms on the team got on the app that we all use, and she's like, we have a flat tire. Is there anyone? I was running a little late because I was doing the live. Thank you so much, Lynette. I appreciate you doing that. So I was running a little late, and she's like, we have a flat on the side of the road, and I messaged through that board, we're running late, but we'll be there. And she's like, where are you? And I told her, and she's like, oh, can you pick up my kid while we fix this flat tire? So it's been a weird day. Really weird day. Sorry, let me pull that back in view a little better. Really weird day. All right. And if I need to cut more of these ribbons, I will. I just didn't want to cut more than I would need. Thanks, Lynette. So it's been kind of a car trouble day for not just us, everyone apparently. And I mean, my husband's, he thinks it's the alternator that's gone on it, and he's kind of had problems, and he's like, I should have gotten it in. I kept kind of messing around with the battery, and he's like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just taken it in. So, and gotten it fixed. So, now we get to have it towed. So see, they're going in there. That'll add even more color, I think. You know me, I love my ribbon a ton. Love it. All right. Thanks, Connie. I appreciate it. You always worry, I don't know, I do, when I do a black and white. What do? Do I add color to it, or do I try and kind of stick with that monochromatic look? Well, my tendency is to add color. Hi, Cody, how are you? Guys, Cody is an old roommate that we still keep track of each other 20 years later. It's her and one other roommate are the only ones I do that with. The other ones, not so much. Cody and I had another one named Sarah that were my favorites, and I keep track of them. What's up? Where'd that come from? Sorry, I've got a kid holding up a dirty diaper. And he's like, where is this from? Just throw it away, dude. Oh, do you have a couple I have? Well, if you went to Sam's Club or Craft Outlet, we all end up with some of the same, right? At least now you can see what they look like before you have to use them. Okay, I'm just gonna keep moving around, and I think I will have to cut some more, but that's okay. Connie, have you done your live? Or are you waiting to do it a little later? You can do it. I gotta move that around. I had one of these hiding from me, so so I'll be out of order. It's a good thing these twist ties, you just untwist them and fix it. I've got kids outside. It's like 70 something. It's not canvas, it's polyester. It's pretty thin. But it works just fine. Canvas is definitely my favorite. Let me see. This stuff is polyester too. I don't know which ones you have, Connie. Pretty much everything from Sam's Club is polyester. So, is what I've found when I've been opening it up. Hey Byron, do you think you can grab Zoe? She's wide awake in there.
Okay.
Tried to get her to lay back down, but she was not having it. You know what, Connie? I don't schedule either because it's just about when do I have time? When can I sneak it in? Like even today, I couldn't get a whole wreath in. I had to do half a wreath and come back to it.
Hey.
The terror's away. Yeah, it does curl well. I don't have any problems with it. It seems to be working just fine. So, it's not thick like canvas, but it's working. You know what? This one, for some reason, is quite a bit longer, so I'm going to cut that down. This wreath is huge, you guys. I didn't realize it would be quite this big. It's big. I usually use the smaller, like, you know, you can get the big one and then there's the medium and really tiny ones. And I usually get like the medium, which I think is like a 12-inch form, because my wreaths do tend to get pretty poofy because of everything I put on them. But anyway, okay, I'm just trying to figure out where the ties are at here. This one was, I think it's the 18 to 24 inch or something like that. It's big. Let me, so this is 12. So yeah, I guess that's the 18 to 24 size, Connie. It's big. Like I said, I usually use the smaller ones because they get plenty big, the small ones. So don't worry too much about it. Big enough for most front doors, that is. This one will be really nice size. So, and this is the first, it's kind of weird, this is the first Christmas thing I'm really putting together. I've made a wood bulb. I haven't showed you guys that yet. I made one last year, for the last show, and it sold. It was like one of the first things that sold. So I did take pictures of it though, and eventually I'll post it. I just wanted to get a little closer to Christmas because I think a lot of people who aren't retailers don't understand why in the world we're doing Christmas right now. But the thing is, when I go to shows, that was the first thing that sold. And that was my September show. So I think I'll be making a couple more of those. They're super cute. So, and I added some greenery and a big, huge, like a bow at the top. And I made the neck long enough so it wouldn't cover it all. You're trying to do so you have less emptiness. It is expensive. It is. But if you sell, the way I look at it is that, especially your first show, Connie, is you spend a lot in supplies getting it ready. But then the thing is if you have a good show and you sell, you just use whatever you made from that show to buy stuff for the next show, so it works. But that first one's a hard one. I remember that like 3 years ago. It was hard getting my inventory up, for sure. And I still sometimes, it's kind of like a catch-22. If you sell a ton, I'm so excited because, here I make all this money. But then if I have another one, like, I've got one, my next one's the 12th of October, and then I've got one, I think it might be like the second weekend in November, and that one's a big one. The October one's small. And I have so much inventory left over from my last 2 shows that I'm kind of cruising right now, which is unusual for this time of year. But I hiked up so much for those 2 that I got plenty. And I'm just replacing some of the things that are really popular that did sell. So, I'm making like 6 or 7 things to take to the next show with me. And so we got the elf. So, it's cute, you guys. All right. I'm moving inside. And I'm just going to keep filling right here, and then I'll come back up. Oh, you can't see. Filling right here. You can see where I've got this. It's all empty. And I'll come back up here. But after that, it gets a lot better. It's a lot better. So, once you get past that first show hurdle, you'll be golden. And I've seen your stuff, and it's cute. So, I'm hoping the best for you. Thank you, Connie. Isn't that sign cute? I'm kind of picky about my signs, too. There's some I like and there's some I don't like. Some of them, I have to be honest, are just too cutesy. I like cute, but I don't like doll cute. I don't know how to say it any other way than that, but and a lot of times you'll probably notice on my signs have a pretty clean look to them in general. Although I have started doing some of the buffalo check stuff. You know what, Lynette? I went back and added some in. Let me count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because I didn't feel like it was thick enough. So I've got like 14 on the outside, and on the inside I've got 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's totally off from what they tell you. I just make my stuff up as I go. And I finished it after we got done here and before I came on live again. I'm like, it looks a little thin. So I went and cut up the rest of the rolls and I added it in where I wanted to. So I tend to wing it. I wing a lot of things. Let me grab some more ribbon, guys. I can tell you, sometimes I'll use 1.5 inch ribbon for my tails, but I think I definitely prefer the 2.5 inch. On the smaller wreaths, I can get away with it, but I think on these bigger wreaths, the 2.5 inch ribbon, either a combination of 2.5 and 1.5, or both 2.5. So I'm just counting here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Might need 7 more. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I started off with 10 on the outside and 8 on the inside, and obviously I added quite a few more because I like, depending on your mesh, how thin it is, all of the above. That's how I just go back and fill it in, but that's where I usually start, is with that much. And I can get a smaller wreath if you're ever interested, Lynette. Just message me and tell you how many I've put on a smaller one in general. Like if it had all been this, you know, lined stuff, I probably would have been fine with fewer, but the buffalo check mesh was a little thinner, and I hate seeing through my wreaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing 4 of the, oh, I'll have 1 extra of this one. I'm gonna do 4 of the truck and the lettering. Cut 1 extra of this, but I'm sure I'll use it later. And then I'm gonna do 3, because I think I counted 7, 3 of the other combination. And I'll go back and dovetail those in a minute here. Oh, I was telling you earlier. So my kids, they're outside. It's low 70s, windy as can be, and they're throwing water balloons. Use 18. Also, see, you like thick wreaths too. Or maybe I just got it wrong, which very well could be the case, Lynette. Most likely I have it wrong. The only thing I've ever been very good at using formulas on was math in school. So, other than that, not so hot. Hold on just a second. Just a second. Your whole comment won't come up. There we go. You started cutting your Christmas mash and it was too thin, so I'm going to go ahead and do a green with poofs, then come back with my beautiful. Yeah. I think those of us who make a lot of wreaths kind of get, I don't know, Connie, I like watching yours too because yours are really poofy too, and that's what I prefer. Oh, I needed 4 of this, sorry. Oh, you measure every 4. That makes sense. Duh. Never thought about it that way. Thought about doing that, Lynette. Aren't you smart? So Lynette, I went onto your Facebook page, and do you do mostly jewelry, or do you do wreaths, or do you do just a whole mix of everything, kind of like what I do? I wasn't sure. I saw mostly jewelry, I thought. Okay, guys, 1 more. Let's do 3 of these. I really like the colors in this for some reason. Connie, you do not talk too much. Are you listening to me? What's funny is I mention it on my stories all the time, but I am an introvert who can be an extrovert when I need to, but it's exhausting. Like I crash. Not like these, not like this, but like if I go to a show the next day, I'm just like dead to the world. Just leave me alone. I just want to veg, watch a movie, do quiet things. It just totally wears me out, but I love it. I can turn on the extrovertedness when I need to. And I mean, I was a nurse, so, you know, you had to talk to people all the time. I got used to it, but it's not my tendency. Holy cow, I cut extra. I'm gonna be using it on another one, I know. We're good now.
Hey, don't write on me. Don't write on the book, please.
My little girl's getting
Please.
scolded.
Whose book is that?
She loves to color. I've never had any of my boys who love to color. And she loves to color on everything she's not supposed to color on. Figures, huh?
Don't write on the book.
Lynette. Well, jack of all trades. I just figure I never get bored. If I'm bored of something, I go on to my other thing that I do. If I'm tired of doing wood signs or wreaths, I'll sit and do jewelry. And I love it. So. Honestly, when I was a nurse, I never had time to do this. And so I quit. I was an administrator over an assisted living. I think I've mentioned that before. But so when I quit, I started doing this, and everybody was like, I didn't know you could do this. And I'm like, I've always been able to do it. I loved doing it when I was a kid or a teenager even. I'd help my mom with any of her projects that she liked to do. And in fact, I do most of her projects. And she just has a good eye. And so she'd kind of say, yeah, I like that, or no, I don't like that. And so we'd kind of work together as a team. And when I stopped working, I love being a mom, don't get me wrong, but I had to do something else that was just for me on the side. And this was it. So I took up jewelry first. Taught myself how to do metalsmithing, and then I started working on wood signs, and then I started doing more with wreaths. And I've made wreaths before, but you remember back in the 90s, it was a big deal. Late 80s, early 90s, dried flowers were huge. I used to do a ton of those. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? I'm just finishing up a wreath for all of you who are kind of joining a little late. I used to do, so I did dried flower stuff and made a lot of that stuff. And of course, that's not popular so much anymore. So I made those kinds of wreaths. You remember those big fans with the dried flowers? Those of us who are a little older might remember those. And I'll try to get, sorry. If I could get it to show up on my iPad, it'd be good.
What?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Connie, you can get the business going with wreaths and then move over to the sewing. You may have seen I do gnomes sometimes too. I taught myself how to sew. My mom hated sewing, so I just figured it out. Got onto Pinterest, found some tutorials, figured it out. The internet is a beautiful thing. All right, you guys. I think I might have enough that I don't have to cut anymore now. For learning, it has been great because that's where I've learned everything is online. And you can definitely, especially with my signs for some reason, you can tell what the early ones were and what these ones are. I started out just painting them, and now I do all the 3D stuff. So, and I've just improved. But as a result of that, my prices have gone up too. Plus, there's a lot more work involved with a 3D sign than with a painted sign, so. You made a couple of quilts. You have more patience than I did. I can sew, but not something that takes that long. It's got to be one of those. I got to get it done quick. I'm not patient. I should work on that, I suppose, right? there's another tie here, but I might come back to that. I don't think I need it. Let's see what I want to start with here. I'm going to put the truck one in right here. Gotta be careful because I don't want to cover up my sign. Quilt as you go. I'm not quite sure what that means, Connie, because I'm just so not a quilter, but I admire people who make them. I have a lot of friends that make quilts, and I just can't do it. So. Spread that out a little.
What are you doing, Zoe? Is that yours?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would seem like, then you just, whenever you feel like it, you can sit down and sew a few squares. That makes sense. That would probably work for me. Growing up, my mom tied quilts a lot more than sewed the squares. And she's even tried to get me interested in that a little bit. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Let me go through and make sure I haven't missed anything. But I don't think I have. I think I've got ribbon where I need ribbon. I might put one more in there. If I don't like it, I can take it back out. I love it when you guys support each other. And me. I'll have to turn this ribbon a little bit, but I think I can make it work. Yeah. Hey, you guys, I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, I missed a dovetail on that one. Don't you love it when you go back? The best part is when you've got it all at the craft show and you look at it and you're like, oops, it's that. Sorry, people. So I'm discreetly cutting things at the craft show. That's why I always take extra supplies with me so I can touch up when I need to. But especially signs, I'm like carrying a little bottle of stain, I carry paint, I carry sandpaper, I carry putty for filling. All right, you guys, I think it's done. Let me tilt you up. All right. What do you think? I think it's super cute. Anybody else do this? I gotta sit in on the floor and look at it. You guys can't see this part, but yup. That's cute. Pass the floor test. Anyway. All right, you guys, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I accomplished something. I've actually gotten quite a bit more done than I thought I would. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Connie. I love it, too. And I appreciate you sticking with me and coming back for round 2. But I'll catch you. I'll be back on live next week. I have that truck I never finished for fall. And honestly, I probably will not finish one for fall. I've designed another tree to go in it, and I think I want to do that. Thank you, Lourdes. So I will see you next week. I think that'll be the next project if I can get that tree cut out. And we'll paint and paper and do whatever. Okay? Catch you later.